guys, today we're going to talk about proper attachment. So I'm going to be using these little tools here to show you guys how to properly attach your eyelash to make sure that your adhesive is A1 every single time. So when it comes to attaching an eyelash extension, you want to make sure that you're attaching at 0.5 millimeters away from the actual lash line. So your lash line is going to be this area here, which is the skin, right where your natural lashes or your client's natural lashes are going to grow. Okay, so the reason that you don't want to make contact with the skin ever is because this will actually this may cause your client to develop an allergic reaction or an adverse reaction down the line. Okay, so even if it doesn't happen at that moment, it can develop the more exposure that there is to the skin from the adhesive. Okay, so in order to prevent any touching of the skin, you lash at about 0.5 millimeters from the skin. So on an actual eyelash extension, let's say for example, this would be your natural lash and this would be your extension, you would attach it somewhere about right there. Okay, so there is, as you guys can tell, somewhat of a distance. Sorry, there it is. Okay, so as a beginner, you can actually lash at 1 millimeter away from the lash line, which is a little further down, to prevent touching the skin. Sometimes it's a little harder to do that as a beginner, so 1 millimeter is okay. Okay, as you get better and you get more familiarized, you can go ahead and come in a little bit closer. Okay, so this is going to prevent future possibilities of an allergy. So the more careful you are of not making contact with the skin, the more you are protecting your client from a future reaction. So you want to protect your client because if your client were to develop an eyelash extension reaction or, an allergy, they would not be suitable candidates for eyelash extensions anymore. Well, there are different tools and tricks that people utilize. They are not recommended for us because we're not doctors. We are not supposed to be recommending, products or medicine that is out of our field of expertise. Okay, so what you can recommend is whatever products are suitable or accepted for eyelash extensions. Okay, so in order to not have an allergy, you want to make sure that you take the proper steps to prevent it on your end. If a client develops an allergic reaction, it's not always